So I'm following the sound. You hear it?
Yeah.
That looks nice.
That's good flint. Thick bacon. I'm not eating that. I think this will be good for a few days. So we stopped to just cook up some potatoes, and I look over here, and that's flint. I just randomly found flint at a fire pit. The hell?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Test it.
Not sure what kind of flint this is. Might be like basalt, I don't know. I don't know of anything that's black like this around here, but I'm gonna test it.
Ooh.
That's flint. Do one more. Yeah.
That looks nice.
That's good flint. Huh. So, this is what good flint looks like. There's no arced edges or anything, so this is not an artifact. This piece right here you could easily turn into an arrowhead. I have no idea what kind of flint this is. I'll have to look into it. And I realized there were shards of flint sticking out of the ground. So I get out of the SUV and I'm setting up camp. And I'm looking around, and there's evidence of people making stone tools there. There's flakes, there's little knives, there's little hide scrapers, there's just tools everywhere at this campsite. I pulled in here, and right here was a bunch of flakes for cutting and skinning. And here's where we were cooking. And all around there was skinning tools. And over here where Leah was sitting, I started to notice some hide scraping tools. So here's the fire pit, and all of these are tools. Like, here's a knife. That's a knife. There's little, scrapers everywhere. And just look, it just goes and goes. And we're literally sitting on these tools. I believe it's a type of RHYOLITE in North Carolina here. I did some research and I found that there was flint in the creek, and I got really excited because I've been looking for a fairly local source of flint that I could just, unlimited, without damaging anything, without messing up any archaeological sites, without, you know, completely being ethical. Just take it out of a creek or a river where it's, you know, rocks like this. So I get down there and I found one, and I busted it open, and it's junk. It's some of the toughest stuff I've ever worked. It's very coarse. It's very, you can't really, you can make cutting tools with it, but you can't do, from what the little bit I experimented with it, I did not like it. I wasn't able to get too much RHYOLITE. The stuff that I did get, I got maybe small pieces like that were decent. So I'm going to give you a little tip. Fire pit's soaking wet. I have a little bit of probably dry wood under the tarp. So if you ever camp and it starts raining, throw your tarp on top of your firewood. The other thing you could do is, if you want to start a fire quickly, you look for a pine tree and you look for this. Now that's called, well, that's pine sap. And if you look at it, it's very sticky. Now I'll show you a little trick with this. So if you have dry stuff under the tarp and you have some pine pitch, it might be slightly damp, but the pine pitch should light enough to help you get that fire started. I have this arrow shaft carved out. Now what I'm going to do, just put this as snug in there as I can. Make sure it's straight. This footage is going to be a little shaky because there's a bit of a storm going on. But my feathers are kind of wet. I'm chewing some moose sinew. And I'm not going to use any glue at all. And I'm just going to wrap that. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done with it, because I'm recording this with my hand. Now usually I'll do these a little deeper and a little thinner of a point, but this one's a replication. This would have actually been a spear point. But it'll fly, and then it'll kill an animal. I just wrapped it with no glue. Trying to get some good light for you here so you can see there you go. Now these here, I took very big flakes off to thin it. Then on the other side, I took really little flakes to sharpen it. And you could see little tiny shots of rock taken off. And on this side, bigger shots of rock taken off. Now it is just a replication, but if you have a high-powered bow, this'll work. This'll definitely work. It's on bamboo. And like I said, it's a little wet. It's not going to dry for a while. Man, if you ever get bored during a thunderstorm on a mountain, on a lake, do some flint knapping. Make an arrow and go on. So I just wanted to test this RHYOLITE point that I made. Cut right through the sinew. But I just wanted to test how strong it was. Seems pretty strong. How the hell am I gonna get that out of there? I fired it from a 70-pound bow at about 5 yards. Maybe I'll give it one more shot. So I tried regrinding the edges here to make them a little more dull so they don't cut through the sinew. I'm gonna put it right back in now. Alright, so I'm going to test the strength of this stone. It's RHYOLITE from North Carolina. And I'm just, it's not dried completely yet, but I'm just testing the strength. Alright, see how it did. That's in there. So this is the kind of stuff I like to work. If this was obsidian, this would be in 1,000 pieces. There's not even damage. One of the things I like about this is I tie the foreshaft around the walking stick, pretty much so that this is covered and you're just walking with this pointing down so you're safe. You have a walking stick which is sturdy and good, and then if you need this added protection, you just pop it in, and then you have a spear that has like a 7-foot reach. And then if you don't need it, you just pop it back out and you have a walking stick. Tie it back on and you're good to go hike.
Awesome. I'm gonna keep looking. Still looking for the source of that noise. I also found some Indian cucumber. So I thought it might be a young fox. Didn't quite sound right. And then I heard some crows, and the sound moved very quickly from over here to way over there. But what is this? Oh, there's a little spider. Let's see. Not a turkey tail. Toothed. I just stumbled across some lady slipper. Isn't that a wild looking flower? Look at that. There's another one. Another one up there. Really cool. There's so many ferns in this forest too. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I don't see any of the chickens. They were down on that log. Just take the smaller one and dry it, and maybe that'll help some of the issues I've been having. It's thick too. It's fresh. There's an older one. I just popped off one. See how big it is. It's beautiful. It's probably all I'll need for the year. Thank you, Forest.
Purple.
So right here, we were caught in a flash flood, and where you see the road washed away and that parking lot, we were sitting right where the water was all flooded in the parking lot, and then as we were driving towards where you see that road washed away, we saw chunks of the road coming up as I drove over it, and for a second we got stuck in the flash flood.
Alright, so what do we do? This guy, is this the same guy?
And I peeled out and I got out of it, but if I would have been in there a second longer, it would have washed my car away. And you know, after this, I was like, okay, we'd better start to head back and regroup and prepare for our fall trip. Wow. Man, that was crazy.